How's it going? This is Sean
Demetrius.
here with Gridiron Football. The intern show is on its way right now. This is first time for us taking over, so might be a ton of hiccups, but we'll figure it out in the long run.
First things first, if y'all haven't already, check out Gridiron Football USA, and then you get this newsletter in the mail if you stay in the Baton Rouge area. So be on the lookout for this. This one specifically.
So, first thing we're going to talk about today is the whooping that we did to Gremlin over the past week. LSU played Gremlin Saturday night and beat them 72 to 10 with a great performance from everybody on the team. Jaden Daniels threw 5 touchdowns, 18 for 24. All around, pretty good game. It was great to see after a bad loss to Florida last week.
It was a great dominant performance. I mean, from really since it was kind of shaky in the first couple minutes, but then we got our act together, and they ended up not letting no score again. They ended up going on a really just a dominating.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling my friends that I was expecting to win by at least 4 touchdowns, or I'd have been disappointed. I really wanted a comeback win after a defeat last week, and pretty much show the other schools that we can still fight and compete for a championship.
Do you think this big win makes up for the loss?
I think it's kind of expected for us to have a big win. It would have been, I think, worse if we didn't win big. That would have been more concerning than us winning big in this game. I don't think it, counters the loss that we have. Obviously, a loss is huge in any college game, but it definitely is putting us on the right track for the next game, which is Mississippi State this upcoming Saturday.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
I hate that it's a away game, but it's always great when LSU is playing on Saturday. Always a great day.
Yeah, of course. So I guess, do you want to switch it up to the NFL now?
It was a great week one, starting off with we had the Lions defeating the Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs. Was you surprised by that?
I wasn't super surprised. I think the Lions have a good coach in Dan Campbell, and they've been putting pieces together to put a team that can compete for the future. I think if Travis Kelce played, it would have been a whole different game. But once I knew that Travis Kelce was sitting out, I thought this Lions team, led by Dan Campbell and other stars, could possibly get the win. I thought it was going to be close no matter what, and obviously it was.
Really, at first I was first a little shaky with Chris Jones being out. I was like, okay, I feel like the Chiefs are still going to win. Mm-hmm. But once they announced that Travis Kelce, I was like, okay, it might be hard enough to overcome 2 great players, 2 all-pro caliber players. I feel like it was just too much for Mahomes to overcome.
Yeah, and I knew that their receivers were going to be a little new and everything was going to be hard to get used to, but I didn't realize that they were going to be a little rough like that. And, sometimes you have a rough day, like Darius Toney dropping some passes, but hopefully he can bounce back. But it's kind of tough to win games when you're dropping the ball that's in your hands, and definitely frustrating to Patrick Mahomes. I know he wants Travis Kelce back as soon as possible.
Was there any surprise wins from this week? In
my opinion, Sunday Night Football, Giants versus Dallas, I did not expect it to go down that poorly. You give Daniel Jones all this money, and you expect good things from him, good things from Saquon, and they just couldn't put anything together. It was a brutal game to watch. You have any opinions on any of the games?
I think the outcome of the Rams and Seahawks game, I feel like most people would have thought this would have been just an easy game for the Seahawks based off just how they played last season. I'm not going to say they played great, but it was a surprise to many people, So I just thought with the Rams not being as star-powered as they were.
Especially without Cooper Kupp this week.
That was the
Yeah.
big thing, that they didn't have no Cooper Cup, so it was like, who is Matthew Stafford throwing to? And come to find out, is some rookie from out of nowhere, and
know
they
we're
end up
getting
winning.
15 targets, 10 receptions, over 100 yards, taking in that Cooper Cup role.
Looks like they found another Cooper Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that game. I thought Gino was going to do a little better. You know, he looks very promising, but this season, let's see if he can pull it back together after a rough week one. Also, the Saints game is obviously something we have to talk about. That game was not concerning, but, you know, we have room to improve. Saints winning by 1 point to the Titans. A lot of field goals, not a lot of touchdowns, and it showed a couple of good things and a couple of bad things that the team needs to improve on. First off, our defense looks fantastic with 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, holding Ryan Tannehill to 28 passer rating, which is the worst of his career, which, you know, I'm a fan of. That's awesome for us. And then our offensive line, they struggled a little bit, but Trevor Penning, you know, kind of coming into his second year, didn't really play last year. He looks to improve week in, week out, and hopefully he does. Derek Carr looks fantastic, I would say, during the whole game.
I think it would have been concerning if the Saints lost. Even though they won, I feel like this is a great step stool to work on, because I mean, we all know it's a brand new quarterback. He has to learn a whole new system. So I feel like with them winning game one, I feel like they're on track to. I had them at least winning their division. I know Saints fans have them going to the Super Bowl and all the nonsense stuff, but me personally, I have them at least winning their division.
Yeah, if we tone it down to me being as unbiased as I possibly can, we're obviously winning the Super Bowl. I can't really say anything less. You know, the fantastic team around it. We got some veterans on the defense, some ecstatic receivers to watch. So, you know, we'll see how the season goes, and we're hoping for great things. So what's your team of choice so the audience can know?
The 49ers.
Okay, so you had a good week one too. Brock
Of
Purdy
course.
coming out and playing another game. I think still undefeated in his regular season starts.
Without getting injured.
Yeah.
People like to throw in that 7-1 because he lost the Eagles game, but it wasn't on him. He couldn't throw unless somehow he just turned ambidextrous and just threw with his other hand. But
kind of hard to do on the spot.
But yeah, it was a pretty dominating performance. It was, to my surprise, that the game was even that far, like the score being 30-7. I was, me just being a fan of football, and of course I was taking my non-biased 49ers brain. I was like, okay, the Steelers, they're a good, promising team. They ended up 8-8. Coach Mike Tomlin, he's great, Hall of Fame coach. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a hard-fought defensive game, and then come to find out,
this might be a test for Mike Tomlin. First season, maybe not getting above 500. He's been coaching for so many years, and the closest he got was last year when he was 9-8. He's never had a season under 500, which is super impressive. And with all the young talent on the team, a lot of growth needs to be done, and we'll see if he can get it done this season.
What do you think of the Monday night game?
Monday night game. I mean, obviously, we all agree. Very much is we're all sad and hope for a speedy recovery for Aaron Rodgers. It's a horrible thing to go down, play number 4. Everybody's getting super excited. You know, the Jets are being talked about a Super Bowl contending team, and your star quarterback that you just traded all these assets to get goes down out for the season. So it's a lot of I mean, it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard. And you're going to have to go back to Zach Wilson at the time being. But overall, the game, little rough on offense. Obviously, not knowing Zach Wilson, not knowing that he was going to play the whole game. So, you know, he was in a situation that he wasn't prepared for. And Josh Allen had a little bit of a rough start. You know, low scoring game and everything.
But Josh Allen, I don't know, man. I think that was a pretty tough game for him. 3 interceptions. I know it was a little rainy. It rained a couple, I think 2 hours before the game day. It was like pouring, thunderstorm, raining. But at the same time, some people at one point had him over Mahomes, but now people are starting to realize, like, starting to think, is he really that elite as everyone is making him out to be? You know?
Yeah, I've had a couple of conversations with people, and I truly think that he's definitely one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But sometimes, as a gunslinger, you're going to throw the ball deep, and sometimes, your receiver doesn't come down with it. And I mean, I don't think the Bills' game plan is going to change at all. I think they're going to still try to let him air out that field and get those long passes to either Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, whoever's out there, and just hope for better results next time.
Do you think we learn more about Josh Allen, or do we learn more about the Jets?
I think this game definitely did show that the Jets, the defensive unit is not something to mess with. They are a very talented group of people, and they will be, I feel like, a top 5 defense at the end of the season. Obviously, top cornerback Sauce Gardner, second year in the league. He's already proven himself as one of the best corners.
And he's only going to get better. That's the thing.
Also, we haven't even mentioned what a crazy end to that game.
Oh, yeah.
Overtime happens. A little. I don't remember if it was a 3-and-out or not, but Bills had to punt the ball, and undrafted rookie punt returner for the Jets takes it all the way to the touchdown and gets the Jets the win for the end of the week 1.
That punt return, the walk-off punt return, it kind of reminds me of, I don't remember when Deshaun Jackson for the Eagles, he muffed the punt and they ended up returning it for a win. I felt like that had the same kind of vibes, because once the game was over, I think the whole stadium just erupted. I felt like it was just a great sight to see. Being a Jets fan, even though your star quarterback went down, you still ended up getting the win. I felt like that was great for them.
Especially to a tough matchup, and definitely a tough matchup in the Jets.
And then once again, don't forget to check out all of our articles that we write on Gridiron Football USA. You can see it right here, or you can see it right here, whichever one. But don't forget www.gridironfootballusa.com. And for my article, I did a school Dowling Catholic High. This school has been pretty dominant in the last, I want to say, decade, to be honest. They were the first Iowa school to win 7 straight state championships. They won from 2013 all the way to the 2019-2020 season.
That was very impressive. So you said Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure on the states everybody knows. So my last article that I was writing about is a Diamond in the Rough, where we pick top athletes around the country and we write an article about them, do a little interview questionnaire, and get to know them a little bit better. Mine was on Dak Brinkley, who was a 4-star commit. At Katy, he goes to Katy High School in Texas, in Katy. He's an edge rusher, and he's been just having a dominant last year, and he's trying to improve that this year and continue it when he goes to college. So that's all that we have for you for this week. This is our first week doing the interview show, our internship show, for all of y'all, and obviously, we're a little rusty here. We have we have some experience, but we're gonna learn week in, week out, and we're probably gonna find more and more fun ways to talk to y'all and interact with y'all. And also, don't forget the magazine that'll be coming to Baton Rouge houses near y'all. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's week, and we'll be signing out.